All right, sorry people, the phone just went off. But let's continue with this. They said that the probability of choosing a bank with counter withdrawal cost less than 2 rand. So we have a bank counter withdrawal less than 2 rand. We have free, that means you are less than 2 rand also, and 1 rand 60. So how many of those which are less than 2 rand? It's 2. What is the total sample space of withdrawal bank counter? 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is 1/2, and 1/2 it's 50%. And you are done. So that is what we should do. Right. Now let's go to 1.2 and see exactly what we can learn from this. Let me just do this. All right, so in 1.2 it's something totally new that we will be looking at. So let me just get rid of all this and see what 1.2 has in store for us. So this is a table of values that we have. So wonderful people, this is the table that we are provided with. Some of the information have been omitted, of course, for saving of ink. They say in 1.2, table 2 below shows the mid-year, okay, estimates for South Africa in 2022. These are just estimated values, of course. Table 2, mid-year population estimates by population group and sex for 2022. All right. So the population age group, we have the numbers that are provided for us. The black Africans are 23 million. The colored 2 million. Indians 794,000. The whites 2 million. And the total of these numbers for males, of course, it's 29 million. And then we have the females of black African, which is 25 million, colored 2 million, and the Indians, the Asians, the number is not provided for us. The whites is 2 million, and the total is 30 million. Just looking at the numbers and not necessarily giving the full number there as I read. Now the question says, use the information above, this is very much fine, to answer the questions that follows. They say in 1.2.1, calculate the number of Indian Asian females. Indian Asian females, because the males are provided, the females are not provided. And we know that the total sum of these values is this, and we don't know what this value would be. But we know that the total is 30,980,110. So what am I going to do here? Okay, I can add all these three, and then I can say the bigger value subtract the sum of these, and that should give me the total. So I'm not going to waste any time. I'll just go to my calculator and just say, okay, the sum there is 25. In fact, I can just say for somebody would do it in this way, in 1.2.1. Somebody would just say 30,980,110 minus into 25, 08533, 330 plus 2, 737, 987 plus 23, 96, 679. So what am I doing here? I'm taking the total, there it is, and I'm subtracting the sum of these, which should give me the value there. And what value do we get? I'm just going to put it on a calculator. That's 30, 980, 110. And then I'm going to subtract inside of the brackets. I will have my 25, 085, 330 plus I will have 273, 7980, 7987 plus the last one, it's 23, 96, 679. And I will find a value of 76, 0114. 760114 as the Indian Asian females. This should be the answer that we both get. Okay, that was a simple, a basic problem. And then we go to 1.2.2, and in 1.2.2 we have the following. Let me just do this. Very good. So in 1.2.2 we have the following. Write down the total number of colored males in words. Write down the total number of colored males in words. So we have colored males. They want us to write this number 2,737,987 in words. Those are the colored females. Okay, we want to write this in words. So this would be 2,737,987. 2,737,987. That's the number in words. And then we go to 1.2.3, and they say to us, determine the percentage of the female population represented by Black Africans. Determine the percentage of the female population represented by Black Africans. Now, the Black Africans, female, the number is 25, 085, 330, divide. Now, let's listen to the question. Determine the percentage of the female population. Female population, those that are only represented by Black Africans. So the Black Africans in the entire population of age group for male and female. Black African female represents this number, but what is the total now? We know that the total is 30,980,110 because we want to write this as a percentage, and we just multiply this by 100. And then what value will we find? Let me just say 25085 330, and we divide this by 30, 980, 110, and I multiply that by 100, and I find a value of 80. This is 80.97%. Should they say round off to 2 or 3 decimal? And it was never said, so any decimal that I want to round it off to should be correct, because the specificity was not mentioned there as to say whether we should round off to this number of decimal places. So this is how you would do it. Now I know that in the population, the black Africans, female, contributes a number of that. And then what is the total sample space? This is the total of the population. You want that as a percentage, you multiply by 100. And then we get 80.97. So this is the contribution of black Africans. They contribute based on these estimated values that are provided, 80.97%. So this is a very, very big number. As you can see that there are so many black Africans in the population compared to any other nations. This is to show that the bloodline of the black ancestors are dominating the place. Jesus, it's all about domination. Right, let's go to 1.2.4. They say to us, are the population estimates data numerical or categorical? Now, this question comes out very much frequently. Are the population estimates of this male and female, black, white, and so on, are these population estimates numerical or categorical? This is the questions that we are being asked, whether they are categorical or numerical, because we are working with numbers. We are provided with these population age group of males and females in terms of numbers, so that is numerical because it is numbers. So you'll just say numerical, and 2 marks are provided for that. 2 marks are provided for us. I don't know why somebody would get a level 1 in mathematical literacy, whereas there are some free marks that one just has to collect. And the tricky part with this mathematical literacy grade 12 is the language. The way in which the language is constructed, how these questions are being asked. If you don't know the language of this mathematical literacy, you will fall very much into a very deep pit. But that is fine. That was the first part of question 1 of the things that I wanted us to look at. And now we will go to 1.3. We will now go to 1.3. We are done with this one. We are very much done with this one. So what is it that we have in 1.3? I'm going to read this aloud for you. They say a clothing store is having an annual sale on all the items in the shop. In addition, a customer receives a further 50% discount on the cheapest item bought. Mrs. Botta chooses a vanity bag for R249.95 and a pair of sandals on sale for R135.95. So we have those two. We have the sale price of this vanity bag which is the sale price, it's $249.95, and the sandals, it's sale price is 135.95. Okay, remember we said that a clothing store is having an annual sale on all the items in the shop. In addition, a customer receives a further 50% discount on the cheapest items bought. Mrs. Botter chooses a vanity bag for $249.95 and a pair of sandals on sale for $135.95. Calculate the amount Mrs. Botter pays for her purchases in total. This is the question, and 3 marks is provided for this. Calculate the amount Mrs. Botter pays for her purchases in total. Okay, so we know that a further 50% discount on the cheapest item bought. So I have a vanity bag of $249 and a pair of sandals at the price of $135.95. So a 50% discount is given for the cheapest item. So this would be the cheapest item. And if that is true, which is, there's a 50% discount on this. So I would say $135.95 multiplied by 50 divided by 100. This into this would go once. 135.95 divided by 10, and that should give me 50% of that. 135.95 divided by 10, and that gives me multiplied by 5. I forgot to include the 5 there. It's 135.95 multiplied by 5. I'm sorry. Let me just include the brackets here so that I don't make any mistake. And I get a value of 67 rand. 67 rand 975. That would be 50% of this amount, 135.95. Then in total, because they only said on the cheapest amount 50% discount is given, so the total would be 249.95 plus 67.975. Let's see what value we will find there. So I'm just going to say answer plus 249.95. And I get a value of 317.925 as the total amount. Now I want us to look at this value very carefully. So now remember what they said in our statement. They said, in addition, a customer receives a further 50% discount on the cheapest item bought. So between those two, this was the cheapest. So you get a 50% discount. You calculate the 50% of this, and then it gives you 67 rand 95. So meaning you're going to buy an item of 135 rand 95 with an amount of 67 rand 975. That is 50% of the cheapest item. Then in total you would say this plus that amount, and then it will give you this value. And 3 marks are provided for this. 3 marks are provided for this. Okay. Now we go to 1.4. It's a table that is provided for us, and this would require that I try to draw this for you. So I'm just going to pause the tutorial, draw up things, and then come back. All right. This is the table of values that we have. This is a table of values that we have. What is this? This is monthly active social media users. Monthly active social media users. Okay, and this is the number in millions, and this is the type of social media platform. Type of social media platform. So this is what we have. Okay, so what is happening here? We have Instagram, we have Facebook, we have Twitter, we have YouTube, Pinterest, we have what is this SC? What is this? Snapchat. Yes, we have Snapchat. We have TikTok, we have WeChat, and Telegram. So these are the types of social media platforms, and this is the number of users in a million, monthly active social media users. And the first question in 1.4.1, which one is new? I think I should use this one. 1.4.1, they say use the graph above and answer the questions that follows. Which social media platform is used the most on a monthly basis? Which one is used the most on a monthly basis? Obviously, you can see that the graph rises to a 2000. So that would be Facebook. It has the highest value there when compared to many others. And then 1.4.2, name the type of a graph used above to illustrate monthly types of social media platforms. So this is a bar graph. A bar. This is a bar graph. And then where do we go? The second question says in 1.4.3, they say to us, let me just do this. Okay. Let me try to zoom in so that we may all see clearly here. Right. 1.4.3, they say calculate the difference between the third most popular and the least most popular social media platform. Now remember the language here, it's very important. They say calculate the difference between the third most popular. So in 1.4.3 we are looking for the third most popular, and then we are subtracting the least most popular. Right, calculate the difference. That's why I'm using subtraction, because difference is subtraction. Calculate the difference between the third most popular and the least most popular social media platform. So I can see that the third most popular, this is the first, and this should be the second, and the third would be 1309, which is WeChat. So we can say WeChat, and then we minus the least most. That should be the minimum value possible. That is Pinterest. Pinterest, and then we have WeChat with a value of 1309 minus Pinterest, which is 200 rand, and then from 300 I minus 200, I get 100. From yes, so this is 1109, because if I take out 200 here, I'll be left with 109. So that is 1109. That should be the difference in those two. Right, but remember the number is given in millions. So we just have to say million. Do not forget to say million. This is very, very important, because those numbers are in millions. And we get that value of 1109. Okay. Let's go to the second one, which is 1.4.4. What is it that we want to do in 1.4.4? Let me just do this. Take it a little bit down. Right. 1.4.4. Name the social media platform that has 4 times more active monthly users than the least popular platform. Now the language here. Name the social media platform that has 4 times more active. So 4 times more active monthly users than the least popular platform. So I know the least, that would be Pinterest. So Pinterest is the least. So I'm looking for a social media platform that has 4 times the value of this. I know that this is 200. What is a value that is 4 times this 200? That should be 800, because 800 is 4 times 200. So that would be Instagram. That would be Instagram with a value of 800 million. And this is us trying to understand the language of mathematical literacy. So that is fine. And then we can continue. So we are done with question 1. That is entirely question 1, and we are done.